Y'all, welcome back. We got an early morning edition of the Mix Table for you today. We're sitting down with Jazzy Tha Rapper. Tyrone, how are you feeling today? You feeling good? You up?
I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great now that I'm up. I'm finna go kick it with my dogs, no pups. But we in the kennel, so we about to get big. No, I did my thing, came through and I slid like I slide in the past. Gotta do the dash, coming for the money, no, you know I need the cash. I need it fast, real quick in the bag. So let me go and get it good, no glad. Like a Ziploc, I'm at the tip top. They know I rock this and I'm on this the hip hop. No TikTok, kinda like a wristwatch. But they know they come by and then they get blocked. Like I'm on the court, eat 'em up, no plate. I gotta waste time, but no, I go and make. I made it up like I'm baking the cake, and now I'm passing to my people who wants to partake.
Shit, I guess I'll take it now. Yeah. I'm going in crazy, I'm going around the town. I gotta go meet the people, go and get inside the church. Go inside, climbing up the steeple, then I'm jumping off, I landed on the pavement. Go and had to do it. You know I had to go and find the words, I'm going through it. You know I had to go and spit a little off the top. Right. You know I'm going crazy, dripping too hard, I need a bucket and a mop. I need to go and clean it up. You know I'm going around town, you know I get the bucks. You know I get the money, you know I got the honey. You know I'm going crazy, bouncing big bugs bunny. Okay. That's one, that's two, now I pass it. Okay. Now I pass it. And now I pass it.
I guess it's on me. Okay. Yeah. See? Listen. About 3:45. So the Hey, okay, hold on. I got something better. Okay. I like this old school beat, so I get old school. They say I'm old too deep and I'm an old soul. They say I go too deep cause I'm an old soul. And now I'm getting on the old soul.
Hey, I love it.
Freestyle.
I love it. How is it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hope you all are doing fine. You're looking good. You're looking great. Welcome to another episode of The Mix Table. I am your host, Mr. Tyrone McClendon. Across from me is my co-host, my producer, my best friend, Mr. Young Seppi himself, Joseph Middledorf.
Thank you to all the beautiful people out there. Thank you for tuning in. We got another good one for you today here on The Mix Table.
And in our middle, we have today our guest, the wonderful, the talented, the beautiful Miss Jazzy Tha Rapper.
Hey. How y'all feeling?
Doing good, doing great. Excited, got everything up in the morning.
I'm excited to be here.
The sun is up, and so are we.
Right.
So that's how it goes. Jazzy, thank you so much for coming by here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm
really
excited.
means a lot. Really means a lot. You know, I can't even really, I think I want to say I was introduced to you through Miss, thank you guys, Miss Kaylin Bree.
Oh, yeah.
And then ever since then, I've just been really fascinated. You've been popping up. I've been seeing you work with friend of the show, Jelani Imani, Rokai, another friend of the show. So you've been very much in my atmosphere, so to speak.
For sure.
I had to come by. I had to have you come by. I wanted to, know more about you, your story, and how we got here today.
Yeah.
But I've given you the introduction, but I want to let you, for the people at home, tell them who you are and what it is that you do.
Okay. Yeah. So my name is Jazzy, aka Jazzy Tha Rapper. I'm a rapper, songwriter. I've been rapping since I was about 12 years old. I started really performing back when I was like 17, 18, when I first got to Georgia State. I was part of this organization called Panther Entertainment Group. And I just learned a lot through PEG and my experiences at Georgia State. And I just met a lot of great people. That's where I met Surf. That's where I met a lot of other artists like Arsley and Maya Ayam. And you might not know them, but they're dope as fuck.
Sound like it.
Yeah, no, but I just learned a lot from that experience. And now I'm here where I am, and just through lots of like repetition, if that makes sense.
Okay, beautiful. So I'm interested. Tell me if you can remember your first experience, like when you made a connection with music, when you heard or saw something and was like, wow, I want to be like that. Can you remember that?
I always remember like my dad used to just play music like when he would work. He would play music loud as fuck. in his office, but it'll always be in the basement. So I just remember always coming downstairs, and there was this one day that I remember hearing this like 50 Cent song. I don't even remember what the song was, but I was like, fuck it. And I just like, I went home, and I ended up going to like school, and I started singing the song, and I got in trouble for singing the song. I think was it 50 Cent? It was 50 Cent, but I definitely got in trouble for singing the song. They sent me home.
And at that moment, though, you were like, "Oh, this is cool."
No, right. I love hip hop. Hip hop always has a special place in my heart, for real.
So was that your first early introduction to the love of music? It was hip hop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, hip hop was definitely like, I don't know, as listening like Biggie and Nicki Minaj and stuff like that. Even though she's like, you know, doing the most. But listening to people like that, it just gave me an appreciation for like wordplay and an appreciation for just like a vibe. Like I never felt like I wasn't vibing when I listened to hip hop.
Now, you are originally from New York, correct?
Yes, born in New York.
How long were you there for?
Not long, like 2 years, but I visited a lot. But I'm technically a Georgia peach for real.
Okay, because we had earlier on this season, we had Michael Aristotle. And he also has his roots in New York as well.
Okay.
And I was asking him, did you ever feel this thing of like, you know, do you feel like you have this marriage of the two rap cultures? Because New York is very much lyrical, miracle, we're
right.
serious about this, but here in the South, it's more laid back, vibing
right.
type of thing. So do you feel like you've seen a marriage of those two in your style?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I think I was just having this conversation the other day, for real. I feel like my style mixes the both very nicely. Because sometimes my cadence can be very New York, but then my overall flow might be very like Southern, or the song might be very Southern, or just the voice or how I do inflections and shit like that. So it just depends on the music, the song, because I think music is just a blend of our different experiences, and those are just my experiences.
So you're tapping into an interesting conversation that me and Joe have had for a while. So I'm interested, what is exactly like your process when you go about making lyrics? Are you more of I need to have the beat on the entire time while I write, like I have to just have it on repeat? Or is it like I need to stop, think, write it down, play it over again, like?
Or do you write, because I know some people write, they essentially just write poetry and then will later be like, okay, let me see if I find a beat that this kind of fits for, and you mold it together.
I'm more of a let the beat play type of girl. I feel like sometimes I'll have to like stop it and then come up with the concept based off the beat. It just depends on how much how like innovative I'm trying to get with it. If I'm trying to completely switch up what I normally do, then I might turn the beat off and actually think about what I'm doing. But if I'm just like trying to make some shit, I'll let the beat play and just do it. It just depends on what I'm trying to do.
And do you find, is your process different if you're writing around people or by yourself? Because like I know Tyrone and I write very differently.
Yeah. And
even when we're writing on the same beat, we need to kind of go in separate places and then come back. If you're either like in the studio with people, do you write? Do you come up off the top? Like how, when you're, you know?
I get you. When I'm around people, it's different because I know I need to not hear what they're doing. Like I know I need to not hear it. So sometimes I'll go to the side and I'll just like zone out. But I don't necessarily have to leave the room or like get away from them or anything like that. But if I really feel like I can't hit that pocket, I'll just leave the room and then come back and get it done then. But for the most part, I'm cool with just letting the beat play, being in the corner, zoning out, and then just writing. And then when I'm by myself, I'm a little bit more like animated about it. Like, you know, when you hit a line and you know that shit hard and you start getting like hype, like you just did some shit, like you just like made the game-winning layup or some shit like that.
You gotta like walk around the room and be like,
no, right? I'd be like, yeah, nigga.
What is that? That TikTok? That's too easy. That's too easy.
No, literally.
Basically, just like that. No, I feel you on that whole like. I'm kind of like that too when I'm not even just in writing, but a lot of times when I'm forced to like, all right, we need you to come up with this thing. I need to just be like, tune out. That's not necessarily go away from everybody, but just like I need to just focus on this one thing. And a lot of people can tell you a lot of times they'll see me in these situations and I'm like, don't talk to me. Like I'm like, just leave me alone, because I'm trying to get the gears turning right now. So I find that interesting. So were you always like that? You said you started writing when you were 12.
Yeah.
Was it like that in the beginning? How was your first raps and all that stuff? How did you get into it?
I mean, my first raps were like...
Do you remember any?
Do I remember any? I have them on my phone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, it's deep. But my first, like, couple of raps, I liked writing by myself. I didn't like people being around me when I made music. I always, like, recorded by myself. Like, my dad had got me, like, a little microphone for my birthday, like this USB mic. And I would just sit in my room and record on this mic and then like edit on GarageBand and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I just always enjoyed making music by myself and like enjoying my own vibe when I made music. So I really didn't start like getting out of my comfort zone with it until I started going to the studio and like collaborating with other artists. Cause then I started feeling self-conscious about it. I was like, wait, am I as good as I think I am? But we got over that.
Because I am definitely in the camp. Like, I like to, I'll put the beat on and I'll go until I run out of things. And then I want to come back and like, I want to start again at the beginning. And I don't like writing around people because I'll be like, I'll listen to the same like 4-bar chunk 30 times in a row, 50 times in a row. Like, cause it didn't quite flow just right. I want to run it back. And I found like, producing is a lot more fun with people in the room. Like, you go in and that's much more like a vibe than it's a vibe thing versus like I want to be meticulous. Like I always want to be too clever for my own good.
I feel that.
But I found, and I guess it's just everything, that once you start getting around people and they force you to change how you operate, you start growing and you start changing. All that to say, all that preamble to say, like, when you're making your songs, like, what's your priority, I guess? Like, what is the one thing that you want? Like, if somebody's listening to a Jazzy Tha Rapper song, like, what's the thing you're trying to convey?
When I'm making a song, again, it depends on the song. I feel like I want people to understand what I'm saying. Like, sometimes I know some things will like be so obscure, they might go over people's heads, or like they might be so like far removed from whatever like it was that I was trying to say. Like I might get it, but they might not get it. So like I try to make sure I don't do that too often so that people can understand me. And then at the same time, I like people to feel me. If that makes sense. Like, if I'm gonna make a song, like, I want to be able to feel it and it just be put into the song. So whether it's like some cocky shit, I want to be as cocky as fucking possible. But if it's some like, oh, I'm trying to get my life together shit, like, I want to be as realistic as possible, because like that's what ends up being relatable at the end of the day. So yeah.
So like approachable realism.
Yeah, yeah. I like that.
Trademark.
Right.
So I want to ask you though, but do you feel like, is that the reaction you feel that you get from your music? And then if it's not, sometimes does it frustrate you, or do you like ever feel like, I need to tweak something because they're not getting the exact point I want to get?
Nah, I mean, so I think that's what I get from my music. I think my music is groovy as shit, but it's also real, and it's also like uniquely mine, and like it doesn't. When people hear my music, they hear Jazzy Tha Rapper. They might say, oh, you favor this or you favor that, but it's never, oh, you sound like an identical copy of X, Y, and Z, and that's the things I like to hear. So I feel like I'm going in the right direction.
Well, Tyrone can tell you this. You're the interview this season I'm most excited about. Because like you make groovy fucking music. Like people used to be more groovy back in the day. There used to be this, I don't know, things are just, people are angry right now
as fuck.
But Oh my God. When Tyrone said we were booking you, I was like, I listened to your whole discography.
Hey.
I was like, this is about to be a fun ass interview.
I love that. That's fire.
Please keep it up.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Oh, of course. Now, in your story, 12 years old, you're writing, still got the raps on you. How early are you showing people this? How soon are you rapping in front of people?
I didn't really start rapping in front of people till like sophomore year of high school. Like that was my very first performance. What
inspired that?
So y'all want to hear the whole story? Like,
yes.
Okay, so a year before that, I had started. I was super into K-pop, BTS, BAP, all that shit, fucking Big Bang. I don't know what's going on with all that, but I was into it. Me and my friends at the time were trying to figure out how we were gonna get to Korea. Mind you, we're all like 15, 16 years old, and we're like, how are we gonna get to Korea? We got to get to like South Korea and just like, we're gonna do this. It's fine. It's gonna work. So we were like, let's make a girl group. So we made our like mosh posh girl group with hopes and dreams of maybe going to Korea one day. No, yeah, all delusional as fuck.
I mean, hey, there's still time.
Hey, and there's still time. But we came up with a girl group. The other two girls dropped out, and
what was the name?
What was the name of this? Oh fuck, what was the name? Oh shit. I just remember what it was after. It was like Next. I think, yes, the group was called Next. Wow, that's so crazy. The group was called Next, and it was like 4 of us, and then the 2 girls dropped out, stopped being our friends and everything. Like, and it was just me and my best friend.
Typical musical group stuff, you know?
Right. And so So I found like this little festival, it was like family festival in Atlanta. And I was like, we have to do it. Like we have to audition. We're gonna get this shit. Like don't even worry about it. And I was just hyping my best friend up. And she wasn't even super into music, but like I was super into music. So she was like, yeah, cool, let's do it. So we cut everybody out, called ourselves Phase 1, went to this family festival. And we performed like this remix of All About That Bass by Meghan Trainor.
Wow.
And like, what was the other one? It was like a remix of Run This Town.
Okay.
With Rihanna and everything. Yep. Oh, we thought we was eating. Like, it was great. Probably did eat, and I found the fucking YouTube video the other day. Not showing anybody. It's very private.
What was the immediate reception?
My parents were excited as fuck.
Of course.
They loved it there. My parents were like, oh my God, yeah. Like you're a star, you know. And then her parents were just happy that we were doing something that wasn't watch TV in the house. So
hey, gotta get them out, right?
Hey, exactly.
So wait, I feel like you were kind of early into K-pop. It sounds like.
No, yeah, like very early. Like I was listening to BTS when Rap Monster still had Afro.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, but you might not know that reference, but if you look up early BTS and now BTS, 2 completely different things.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah.
You're a trendsetter.
Well, they're in the army now too, right?
Hey, yeah.
Well, I find that interesting. That's funny. I think now for the full circle moment, you have to make you got to get a K-pop feature or be featured on a K-pop song now.
That's the goal. That's the goal. Like, just wait. When I get my K-pop feature, I'm gonna be up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can see it now.
Yeah, I'm seeing the video, like bright colors.
Bright colors.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna do the dance and everything. Like, don't play with me.
Okay, so you go through this whole charade. What else does this teach you? This has to teach you a lot early on as far as like dealing with other people's personalities, working collaboratively, artistically with other people.
Yeah, I mean, it really just taught me that like, if I want to get something done, I'm gonna have to do it. And if I want to succeed in something, even if other people aren't doing it, I'm gonna have to do it. And like, if that's what I want to do. So it just it solidified that I want to be a rapper. Cause like before I was trying to sing and shit, and then like I started writing, so like I really started getting into rap. But like that solidified me wanting to rap and actually pursuing that. And I'm grateful for the experience. Like if we would have just sat there together and really tried to do the girl group thing, it wouldn't have worked. Hey.
I mean, you never know.
Hindsight.
Exactly.
And I'm kind of interested like, because I see it like a lot of the rap girlies right now are really into, like, Meg had the whole anime thing. She's huge in Japan. Like, I don't know. I want that for you.
Oh, like
no, it's an untapped lane right now. I feel like the K-pop hip hop marriage is very,
because it's sitting right there.
Listen, it's been sitting right there for years. I'm just like, Megan tapped into it. I just want to like dabble. Like, I want to get in there.
I feel it. So what was the next level of elevation after this? You got the bug from doing all this, but now you're like, I love it.
After that, it was really just like doing it in high school. Even then, like, I wasn't super out about like being a rapper. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm writing, and my friends knew I wrote, and I would always do like the little competitions, like online competitions and stuff. And like my big, I guess you could say, like, elevation in high school with music was I did this song, and I was like highlighting my basketball team because we were like going to state. So I wrote and just like pretty much added them. I was like, yeah, we're gonna make it to state, we're gonna make it to regions, and like they started playing the songs at the games, and I was like, shit, okay.
Yeah, that's a pretty big move, especially for a high schooler playing your song at the games.
No, yeah, I thought that was cool. I thought that was cool as fuck.
That was also, I feel like, do you remember the period in time where like I don't know if this happened where you were going to high school, but all the high schools were like doing like those diss songs and everything?
Yeah, it was literally during that time.
Okay, yeah, right? I was about to say because it sounds like the time everybody was like, I gotta put on for the school, man. Like, I gotta put it on my back.
Yeah, it was just kind of like I was embarrassed for everybody else, so I had to do something.
Had to help everybody out.
Right.
So it sounds like you didn't really come out of your shell, though, as far as like telling people this is what you do until you got to college, right?
Yeah.
What made that a little differently as far as the high school environment?
I just decided that I wasn't gonna bullshit it no more. Like, I knew I wanted to be an artist, and I knew just like the area I was in, it just wasn't an area that I could be successful in, because Kennesaw, like, it's white.
The Saw.
That's what it's called. The Saw. I've never heard that before, actually.
Coined by Andriel.
Oh, wow.
So, last episode, The Saw.
Oh, wow. Okay, interesting. But yeah, Kennesaw. And I just wasn't finna do anything there. So like, I knew I was gonna be in Atlanta. I knew I was gonna be in a place where I could get a lot of opportunity, and I knew I wanted to network with people. I know I wanted to network with other artists and other like-minded people, and that's why I ended up at Georgia State at Panther Entertainment Group, just learning things.
So talk about that Panther Entertainment Group. We get notifications over here. It's popular.
You can turn them off.
That's fine. So this Panther Entertainment Group. Now, I also may have stopped through some time at Georgia State. I'm familiar with the group a little bit, but I wasn't 100% sure what exactly it is they did.
Right. I mean, at the time, it acted more like I guess you could say like a record label on campus. It was more so to be kind of like a training artists in order to be like better performers, like the best performers on campus. Now it's NSEG is trying to coin everything, but it was like we really just kind of went through a lot of performance training, a lot of like, okay, how do we put together a project? How do we go from beginning to end on putting out a single, that being rollout, that being on like the DSPs and stuff like that. So it was educational, but also we did a lot of performances on Georgia State's campus. Like, I remember a year where like everybody knew who Jazzy Tha Rapper was on Georgia State's campus just because of me being in PEG, just because of me like doing all those performances on the campus. So it was a cool experience, and I hope other people get a chance to experience it as well.
Now, when you performed in college, so this was your first time performing your music since the high school?
Yeah.
So was there like a fear? Were you nervous at your first show?
No, like my first show, I was nervous like my first rehearsal. Like, I was scared as fuck. I was like, I don't know any of these people like God does. I didn't know what was gonna happen, but like I ended up just doing me and like being cool with a lot of the people there. And at that year, it was like still when A3C was like a big deal. there was like, they had already picked their lineup for A3C, and I was just at every rehearsal doing everything. And one of the guys had like stopped showing up for rehearsals, and he was on the lineup, and I was like, oh, so y'all gonna put me on the show or nah? And so they were trying to decide whether or not they were gonna put me on the show. And it wasn't until like the week before the show that I found out that I was gonna be on the A3C stage. And it was like a big deal for me, because like at the time A3C was a big deal, and all the different stages and stuff. So I ended up being on the stage with like, it was like early before Kenny Mason even popped. So it was like Kenny Mason, Surf, guy named T Mason, who else was there? E Chapo had performed. It was a cool fucking performance, like, and it was me. My very first like legitimate performance at the time. So first time performing my actual original music. So it's a harrowing moment, I will say.
Do you have any type of like routine, or like as you're getting ready to like kind of get in this headspace to go out and perform, do you have any little rituals you do, or?
I isolate like fuck, like right before the performance, maybe like 20-30 minutes before. Like I would like to get complete silence, complete just self right before I perform, just because it gets me in the headspace of like going all out and just not thinking about it. As you get out there, sometimes you overthink it, and I just have to not overthink it when I'm there. So,
'cause, yeah, for me, I don't have stage fright, but that hour before you go on, I'm a wreck. Because like I don't want to do anything wrong. I'm trying to just like I like kind of being alone a little bit, and I'm like, okay, what kind of substances do I want to be ingesting before we get on?
Right.
I'm trying to drink a bunch of water, but then I'm running back to the bathroom, and I still haven't really quite found what works for me yet. I'm still like, because I performed a lot as a little kid.
Yeah.
No state, because I didn't know what was going on. I was like, I'm here to do my thing and whatever.
I'm twirling.
now I'm in my head, and I've still yet to like really come around. I'm like, it's gonna be okay. You know what you're doing. Like,
right.
And then as soon as you're up there, it's all gone.
No, for sure.
Because it's the unknowing that is the worst part. Once you're in it, now you're in it.
Right, and it's exciting. Like, I think that like little bit of time before the show is the most exciting, because like I don't get scared. It's more of an adrenaline thing for me. Like, because I know when I get on stage, it's gonna be a good time. Like whether people want to have fun or not, it's gonna be a good time.
It's the waiting that's the worst part.
Right. Good morning. I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's get it. Like I want to play the music now.
So we've been kind of circling around it, this whole like relationship between the art and like your emotions and everything like that. So I wanted to ask you, do you have a support system? Like what happens when, you know, sometimes not even just with the music, but like with the music coupled with everything going on in life, who do you turn to, or what do you turn to try to, you know, balance yourself, bring yourself back down to base level?
Well, I think like I have a great support system from like my family in some aspects. Like sometimes my parents aren't as supportive with the music as they have been, but that's just because of like, you know, other shit. Like music is expensive and money goes and doesn't necessarily come back all the time. But I rely on my family a lot for just like grounding me in myself as like just myself. Not Jazzy Tha Rapper, not anything else, but like Jasmine, you know? And sometimes, even now, like even at this stage, you could get caught up in everything, like get caught up in the social media, get caught up in like wanting to get to the next thing, and then you really forget that like, oh, I am an actual person that needs to do actual like regular real life things and not just music or not just like content all the time. So I kind of had to step away and take a breath, and like my friends and family have been like the biggest support system within that.
That's good to have. It's good to have. I mean, like you say, it does get easy to get swept up in the whole process of it all, I guess, so to speak. A thing we used to bring up all the time was like, you know, social media, you know, there's the algorithm that you have to deal with. But then at the same time, you want to make stuff that you want to make, but at the same time, you want to make stuff that you know it's going to get to the people.
Right.
So sometimes you find yourself like, am I making stuff for the algorithm, or am I making stuff for me.
Right.
You know, so I think it's very pertinent to have that, be able to step back and be like, all right, I need time to just be a person, not a piece of content.
Facts.
And when things start going bad, you end up in a rut. Like, it's really nice. I remember, like, the first song I ever made, I sent to Tyrone. I was living in Louisiana at the time. And he was like, damn, you're kind of lit. And that's the only reason, like, the show is happening right now. It's like one little comment, but like having friends that are just, they're like, nah, dude, it's cool. Like,
no, facts. I like to have like a good combination of friends who will tell me I'm fine, but who also tell me when I'm fucking up. Because like, if you don't have friends who can tell you fucking up, like, are they really your friends for real? Because like, sometimes I be fucking up. Like, I sometimes it's shit not hidden, but I don't want everybody telling me, oh, it's good, it's fire. Like, you don't have to make any changes. I need somebody to tell me like, okay, like, that was cool, but let's tweak it.
And that's, I don't know, I feel getting older that people are getting better about it, but because there was the type of person that prided themselves on being like brutally honest.
Right.
Haters. That honesty doesn't have to be mean.
Right.
Like, you can come and address somebody, be like, hey, either you're acting like, I want to talk to you about this. I don't know, this was just kind of weird.
Right.
Or I just think you can be doing better, but it doesn't have to be like, you're a fucking loser, like, you're never gonna be anything. And it's finding that balance in between, like, I don't know. I like my friends to be able to talk to me, but I don't like that when they like
berate you.
Yeah, it's like, talk to me, don't talk at me.
No, for sure. And like, but I think that comes with the like mutual respect. Like, at the end of the day, like, you learn how to speak to your friends. Like, I've been friends with some of my best friends for like 10 years plus, like, and we've had our fights, but they've never gotten to the point where they've been disrespectful. They might get to the point where like, oh, I feel like you're not fucking with me right now, and I want to know why. And when we have those conversations, it's like, okay, cool. That was our argument, and now we can move on. Because at the end of the day, you're stuck with me. Like, you're my best friend.
Yeah.
But some people you just need to drop.
Yeah, everybody can't go. And I think that's a hard pill to swallow a lot of times. Sometimes even within yourself sometimes you can look at you are the friend sometimes who needs to be like, I need to remove myself from this situation.
Right.
Or I don't want to say multiple personalities, but there's like part of you that you yourself have to check that it's like, you're making all of us in here look bad. Like, exactly. you need to chill, you need to calm down a little bit, or you need to work a little bit harder, or you need to, whatever it is. There's just, I don't know. The more I kind of dive into myself, it's overwhelming at times how many different layers and how this layer affects this layer and this, and you try to tweak something over here and it messes something up over on this side. Right. Like, I don't know. Life is just a crazy balancing act.
No, facts. And like, people try to make it seem like it's easy. This shit is not easy. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm getting a hold of one thing, and then I turn around and I'm like, okay, this thing is crumbling. But I realized that sometimes you needed to go through like that crumble in order to establish an actual foundation, because like, you can't move forward without an actual foundation.
The way I like to think about it, like, in the past, I was very much like trying to hold things, just either times in my life, people in my life, whatever. Right. And internally, I've switched from like holding on to just like open hand and see what lands, see what sits here. Right. And it's here until it's gone, and something else will come along. But doing that, like, now I've got this hand, instead of like holding on to something, I have this hand open to do shit with. Right, like, exactly. And it's helped at least a little bit in just the swirling of the ether of the universe.
I felt that.
Yeah, just
today. Yeah, Jazzy. Yes. Where do you draw your inspiration from when you're writing, or what causes you to get the bug to make music nowadays?
Like, I like to write, honestly. Like, sometimes more so I am trying to motivate myself internally to be like, okay, you just need to make music. Like, just make music. Because all my inspiration comes from my life experiences, and it comes from like when I meet people, when I go places, when I experience things, like, and sometimes I don't make any music, but I still write, and I still evaluate my surroundings, and I think that's where the majority of my music comes from. It comes from like an evaluation, because I love a good people watching moment.
I'm a king of people watching.
Right.
But no, I like that you say, like, I may still write, but I'm not necessarily making the music.
Right.
Because that's kind of what it is for me. Like, people see the freestyle and all that, but for me, it's more like I just do it because it's a way to get out some emotions, some feelings, maybe something I can't find the words to say. I can put them down here and maybe it'll make a little, even if it only makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming you just have a lot where you just write and you're just like, well, this is where I live and die, is just right here on this paper.
No, yeah, hell yeah, literally on the paper. Like sometimes I'll just be like, okay, I might not want to make a song today, but maybe I should write a journal entry. Like, let me just tell the book how I'm feeling today, and like, tell like what I experienced today. Like, what meeting did I have with somebody, or how did that make me feel? And then I'll just leave it at that. And then sometimes I'll come back to it and be like, that was hard.
I find too, it helps, like, you're working through something,
right? And
you write it down, you make it a song, you make it sound kind of cool, and it lets me hear things I don't want to. I'm like, I'll have a tough message or something I want to say to myself that I really don't want to hear. I'm like, okay, well, like, let me make it sound cool, and then I'll at least listen. And I've found that, yeah, I don't know, art is just, I'm overwhelmed by it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, you'll be in a funk, and then you're like, let me just get some shit out. Like,
yeah.
I can't go get in a fight. I can't go, like, I don't want to go yell at somebody, but like, I need to go yell at the corner in my room. Like, let me get, like.
No, facts. I feel you on that. Like, that's really how Puff and Air ended up happening. I was like going through shit. Like, my car had just got towed on some shit, and I was so upset. I was just crying. I called my mom, just crying. I was like, I can't do this. Everything is falling apart. Everything is that I can't. And then I just like sat down, and she like talked me through it. We got the situation handled, but I just kind of sat there and was like, all right, let's keep going, I guess.
I got robbed
shit.
2 years ago.
God damn.
And was like, I was pretty mad about the situation. And so I was making phone calls to some friends like, hey, this just happened. I'm angry. Like, let's, right. And I ended up going in, I wrote a song about it, and that was the right call.
Right.
That was the right call. I was going to go get my ass beat on top of getting robbed.
I was scared. You said, let me write this song and chill the fuck out.
Yeah. I want to ask you, Jazzy, now,
yes.
How important to your style as a whole, to your aesthetic is fashion? Because you're killing. Honestly, let me just say this. Our women guests are killing our male guests as far as like coming prepared to be on camera.
No, that's real.
You're 3 guests in a row now we've had now. They're like, oh, nah, like I'm ready to, we're filming something, right?
Right.
So y'all niggas need to get yourselves together. That's 1.
You right.
2, talk to me though. Where did you get your fashion sense from? And then how important is it to you, to your style and your overall brand?
I guess I got my fashion sense from my dad. Like, he's more of a, like, as annoying as he can get sometimes, he's very much a, like, you got to be put together, like, type of guy. So I didn't necessarily get the stuff that I wear from him, but like, he would be the type to be like, oh, you got holes in your pants. Okay, so now we're going shopping so you can find some actual clothes. And so I might be like, damn, why you roasting me like that? But I'd be like, shit, we in the mall. I bet. So it just made me more aware of my clothes. So now, like, being on camera and stuff, like, my looks elevate just as I go on. So I just become more aware of it. But I don't know, I just like looking good.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You look good, you feel good. That's
what
they say.
No, for sure. Self-care.
I got you. So one of the last couple things I wanted to ask you is one more thing about the past. I wanted to ask you, growing up, who did you look up to as your hero? That's something me and Joe have been talking about. Who's somebody that you can remember looking up to as a child, being like emotionally invested in them winning, and that, in turn made you who you were?
Like, artist wise?
No, just like in life.
Fictional or not?
Fictional. Oh, wow, come on, fictional.
Yeah, it could be like Wonder Woman or whatever. If that's what your answer
I'm
is.
screaming. I should actually think about this.
Oh, no, it's good. It's a good question. So.
No, it's a very good question. It's a very good question.
He threw me for a loop for it when he asked me the other day. So I was
like, cause I don't know. Like, there were so many people. Damn.
I'll say for me, to get while everybody's thinking.
Right. No,
for me, I was one of those kids who grew up watching wrestling. So I was very emotionally invested in a lot of wrestling a lot of times. So I was one of the at one point, John Cena was a superhero to me. Like, I was like, oh, he's exactly. Like, he has to win. If he doesn't win, then we're all screwed. Like, that's how I felt at the time. Trying to think. Somebody else that I felt like that way at the time. Probably somebody on American Idol. I was very emotionally invested at a small age. And then, those are the first. Those are the only two I can think of off the top of my head. John Cena and some American Idol contestant, probably.
I'll go. I'll let you think.
Okay,
do some more thinking.
No, do your thing.
I was a big sports kid. I didn't really like. I didn't like superheroes or fighting, but like. I could always get behind like the good guys. Like I had Chipper Jones and Andrew Jones on the Braves were like, those were the guys. And then just heartbreak after heartbreak.
Oh, man.
All those years. But like, I don't know. I think that kind of kept me coming back. They kept losing tragically. And you're like,
yeah.
Next year. It gives you something to hope against or hope for. And there was no character individuals really that did much for me, but I liked the idea of like teams and shit.
I love a team.
And I think what we were saying, like, just through discovering like who some of our first or earliest memories of a childhood hero, like how that informs kind of who we are now and how we look at the world. Because I was saying, like, looking at wrestling, I see these guys as characters and things like that. So now, today, I sort of look at issues and things that happen in that same field of view. I'm like, okay, well, there's a good side, there's a bad side, there's going to be all the hoopla, and then we're finally going to have a resolution, so on and so forth. And that's kind of just how I view things. That's how they play out. And he was saying, like,
I'm more into like protagonists more than heroes. Like, I like the main character of whatever the media is, but I don't really like when they have to fight against a villain or something. I like it's either more circumstance or just it's about the quest, it's about the trek. Like, I like having my guy I cheer for, but I don't really like cheering against things. I don't like the villain.
I feel you on that. Okay. I think, so this is like first memory that I can think of. Y'all know Dreamgirls?
Yes.
So like Effie.
Which character was that?
She was like the character Jennifer Hudson played.
Okay, yeah.
That was like, I rewatched that movie so many fucking times. I like just felt like I should channel Effie in everything that I do. Even though she was like unhinged at points in time, I just felt like she was that girl. and like in my head, she was just that girl, and I was like, they played her the whole movie, and I just like, I don't know, in my mind, like, that just stuck with me because I just felt like she was like, she still got hers at the end of the day, like, and I think that's kind of how I feel sometimes. Like, even if niggas play me, or if I feel played, or I feel like I'm not getting what I think I deserve at that moment in time, like, it's gonna come back around, and I'm gonna get mine.
We're doing this one for Effie.
No, right. Shout out Effie.
I love it. So lastly, Jazzy, I just want you to, well, actually, we'll save this for after the last part. So we're gonna bookend things. So we came in with the freestyles.
Okay.
And that's how we're gonna end it here today.
All right, we're gonna end it with the freestyle.
But today we're gonna make it a little more fun here at the end.
Okay.
So, based on the conversations that we've had here today, I want you to pick out 3 words, topics, themes, or whatever that you feel like is an example, is a summary of this conversations we've had here today.
Say youth.
Characters. There's no wrong answer.
Hey, I'm gonna say K-pop.
Ooh, okay. K-pop characters and the youth. Okay.
It's gonna get exciting.
It's kind of thematic. We can,
No, right.
There's something there. Now give us like a type beat or an instrumental or in general that you would want.
There's some Lil Yachty shit, maybe.
Okay. I like it. All right. So we got the youth, we got characters, and we have K-pop. So yeah, we're just gonna do a little,
Little something.
something.
And say I'm just mumble my way through if I don't make anything else.
Hey, as long as it sounds good.
And it will. It sounds like a nice mumble.
That's A-okay with me.
Okay. We got some up here. Let's see.
This
one's 3.5 minutes long. I think that'll.
Okay, smooth.
Okay.
Interesting. It's a lot darker than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I want something a little more like fun.
Yeah.
Or
even like who has good like fun? Even Smino. I could do Smino. But I think we did Smino earlier. We did something calm earlier.
I'll go like an Earth Gang type beat.
Earth Gang is cool.
Okay. I think the conversation's been going good. What do you think, Future?
Sensational.
I would agree.
I was wondering when you were gonna use that.
There's times and place for everything. I used to kind of use a drop, but
I just told you. That's who I think I am.
but he's a little, Okay, let's see how this is sounding.
Youth, characters, K-pop.
Okay.
Youth, characters, K-pop. Youth, characters, K-pop. Youth, characters, K-pop.
Okay, I'm here in the booth. Talk to the kids like I'm speaking to the youth.
Yeah.
My youth, tell me wagwan. I'm about to come in here and drop bombs. I just stare at ya, cause you're looking like a weird character. 140, put it in a tweet. Finna lay it down like I'm under the sheet. Now I'm sleep. Now I'm back. Coming in and I gotta go attack. That's just a thought. Had to think of the words K-pop. But that's
funny.
just how it goes. And we gon' keep up the flow. So somebody just tell them how it goes.
Okay. I guess I'll hop in. I'm going crazy, had to go in. Here we go, had to go get some words, and I'm gonna find it by the end of the verse. Here we go. We're here with the characters.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna bring it back. Here we go.
No, you got it.
Here we go. Had to go do it for the fucking kids, for the youth. I'm the truth in the booth. Had to bring it back. Think I'll go and get it. Had to go on. Okay, here.
Yeah.
Had to go do it for Effie. Getting groovy. DJ Jazzy Jeffy.
Yeah.
Had to go and do the shit for the kids. Had to go and pop it like I'm with the lids. Oh, there it was. Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Kids, characters,
K-pop.
Okay. Kids, characters, K-pop.
Youth.
Yes.
Not kids. I don't even know how I ended up there. Okay.
Characters, K-pop. Youth, characters, K-pop.
Hey, Jit. I'm talking to my youth down. What you know how to get my shoes down.
Shoes.
Where you know where I go, where I lose them.
Ooh.
Then I'm swerving through the loot and running swerving out the loot and now you know I'm gonna shoot and who you choosing now and later. I like my candies now and later. I'm wearing candy alligators. These niggas don't even say that. They like my character. That's why I'm getting to the paper. Okay, what's the other word? K-pop. Okay. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay.
K-pop.
Look, I go to Korea when I pop. Listen to K-pop.
Yeah.
Get K-pop.
Yeah.
But you know, stop. Listen, don't stop. Singing, don't play. And you know me.
Hey.
This Jazzy.
Hey. Oh, how much time we got?
45 seconds.
That's a lot of time.
45, that's a lot, but I'ma go and take off like it's K-pop. But ask around, I be the best. I ain't gotta look back, no BTS. So what's next? No need to just gotta work it out like I just go flex. No bow flex, but I'm about to stretch. Hold on, I'm just next. Like a new group, me
I'm
and my
screaming.
people, we about to make a troop. Woo! I love it.
Amazing.
Fun. All right. Well, there you have it.
Awesome.
We've done it. We've made it right here to
Gotta
the
love
end.
it.
We made it. Had a good time, great time. Jazzy, once again, I want to thank you so much for coming by here.
Thank you for having me.
Really excited. You were one of the, as you heard, we were really excited to have you on here today. So glad you could finally make it. I guess the last thing for you now is let the people know what you got coming up in the upcoming future, where they can find you, your work, all those good things. If they want to talk to you,
Right.
all that good stuff.
Well, yeah. I got some stuff coming out. Some coming out on the way. Hopefully next year. Checking it out. Hopefully a new song. You never know. But yeah, I'm just trying to move to the next level, like we said earlier. But y'all can follow me on Instagram at Jazzy Tha Rapper, JAZZYTHA Rapper. Got all my music there. All my links to my stuff is there. YouTube got videos on there as well, so definitely check me out. No, I'm just excited for this next year, and then this year off strong. I got a show. Well, this won't come out in time.
Probably happens.
Yeah, but anyways.
There was a show.
You should have gone.
No, right. Don't miss it. Anyways. But yeah, thank you guys for having me. I've had a great time. I always love these types of conversations with people, so I really appreciate it.
Love it. Joe?
You know what time it is. In the description of this video, you're gonna find a playlist with every single beat that was used in this episode. Most of them only had 500 plays. Go run up some numbers for these people. Go check out their beat stars. Go check out the people in the related videos. Go send them to your friends. You got friends that do music, go spend money on it. You got friends that do art, go spend money on it. You post it, do something, support the community,
Right.
Love your friends, love each other. Tyrone, take us home.
All right, and that is going to do it for this episode here. Once again, I want to thank Joe for doing what he does on the ones and twos, and I want to thank Jazzy for coming here and having a good time and good conversations with us. And of course, I want to thank all of you for listening, watching, or however you could be here today. We're just glad you could join us. So, tune in next time where we're going to have somebody sitting in Jazzy's seat, and we're going to be mixing it up. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen.